You have got to be kidding me right now. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, two women who have dominated the spotlight for years, just teamed up on Raw to take on Bayley and Lyra VALKYRIA, and I'm about to tell you why this is the most frustrating, backward-thinking booking decision WWE has made in months. Are we seriously back to pushing the same tired faces while actual deserving talent gets thrown into random tag matches? This is exactly why women's wrestling takes 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And if you think I'm being too harsh, stick around because I'm about to expose why this match is a slap in the face to every woman on that roster who's been grinding for an opportunity. Drop your honest thoughts in the comments right now, and let's see if anyone can defend this nonsense. Let me paint the full picture of what just went down on Monday Night Raw, because this situation is so much deeper than just a random tag team match. We're talking about the systematic problem with how WWE books their women's division, and this match is the perfect example of everything that's wrong with their approach. The show is rolling along, and we get an announcement that there's going to be a blockbuster tag team match, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Lyra VALKYRIA. On paper, sure, it sounds like a dream match. You've got multiple former champions, you've got star power, you've got name recognition. But when you actually think about what this represents, it's infuriating on so many levels. First, let's talk about Charlotte Flair. Look, I'm not here to discredit Charlotte's talent. The woman can go in the ring, she's a phenomenal athlete, and she's earned her spot as one of the best female wrestlers of this generation. This is a massive but Charlotte has been pushed to the moon and back 4 years. She's a 14-time women's champion. She's main event WrestleMania. She's been in every major storyline, every important angle, and every championship picture since the women's revolution began. So why, in the name of everything holy, does she need to be thrown into a random tag match on Raw when there are literally dozens of talented women on that roster who desperately need television time? Women like Ivy Nile, who's been tearing it up in NXT and deserves a main roster spotlight. Women like Shayna Baszler, who's been relegated to doing absolutely nothing despite being one of the most legitimate fighters in the company. Women like Zelina Vega, who can work with anyone and consistently delivers but gets about 5 minutes of TV time per month if she's lucky. Pause right here and answer honestly, does Charlotte Flair need to be in matches like this, or should WWE be building up newer talent instead? Drop your take in the comments. Now let's address Alexa Bliss. Again, talented performer, no question about it. She's reinvented herself multiple times, she's entertaining, and she has a dedicated fan base. But here's the problem, Alexa Bliss has also been pushed consistently for years. She's a 5-time Raw Women's Champion, 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion, and she's been featured in high-profile storylines with The Fiend, with Asuka, with basically everyone who matters. She doesn't need the exposure that this match provides. And yet, here we are, with WWE once again defaulting to putting their established stars in the spotlight instead of taking even the smallest risk on building someone new. It's lazy, it's repetitive, and it sends a clear message to every woman in the back who's working their tail off that unless you're already a made star, WWE isn't interested in investing in you. Now let's flip to the other side of this equation, Bayley and Lyra VALKYRIA. At least this part of the booking makes some sense, but it's still problematic for different reasons. Bayley is currently one of the most over heels in the entire women's division. She's doing incredible character work, she's cutting killer promos, and she's having great matches week after week. Bayley absolutely should be featured prominently on Raw because she's earned that spot through consistently great performances. But pairing her with Lyra VALKYRIA in this match, that's where things get weird. Don't get me wrong, Lyra is talented. She had a great run in NXT UK, she's got a cool look, she can work in the ring. But she's been on the main roster for what, a few months? And she's already being thrown into a high-profile tag match with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss? That's not elevation, that's sink-or-swim booking that could easily backfire. Quick question, is teaming Lyra VALKYRIA with Bayley the right way to build her up, or is WWE setting her up to fail against established stars? Let me know your thoughts. The match itself starts, and I'll give credit where it's due, all 4 women are working hard out there. Bayley and Charlotte start off, and there's this intensity because of their history together. They've had incredible matches over the years, they know each other's movesets inside and out, and there's real chemistry when they are in the ring together. Lyra VALKYRIA tags in and gets to showcase some of her offense against Charlotte. She hits some nice strikes, a beautiful dropkick, and the crowd is responding to her energy. For a moment, it looks like WWE might actually be using this match to elevate Lyra by having her hang with established stars. But then Charlotte cuts her off with a big boot, and suddenly Lyra's on the defensive for the next several minutes. Alexa Bliss tags in, and she's doing her thing. Her character work is on point, her facial expressions are great, and she's working the crowd. She goes after Lyra with her offense, and again, Lyra's playing the underdog babyface who's trying to fight back against these veteran opponents. The psychology is fine, but here's the problem: we've seen this match structure 1,000 times before. New talent gets some offense, established stars cut them off, hot tag eventually comes, rinse and repeat. Bayley gets the hot tag and goes to town on both Charlotte and Alexa. This is where the match actually picks up because Bayley is motivated. She's throwing Charlotte around, she's hitting Alexa with her signature offense, and you can feel the energy shift in the arena. The crowd is loud because Bayley has done such incredible work building her heel character that people are invested in seeing her succeed. Be honest in the comments, is Bayley currently the best thing about WWE's women's division, or is someone else carrying the load? This is important. There's a sequence where all 4 women are in the ring at once, and it's chaos in the best way possible. Charlotte is trying to hit natural selection on Bayley, but Lyra breaks it up. Alexa is going for Twisted Bliss, but Bayley moves out of the way. Lyra hits a sick Northern Light suplex on Charlotte. It's fast-paced, everyone's getting their stuff in, and for a few minutes, this match is actually delivering. But then we get to the finish, and this is where my frustration reaches its peak. Charlotte Flair hits a big boot on Lyra VALKYRIA, follows up with natural selection, and pins her. 1, 2, 3. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss win the match. The established stars go over the up-and-coming talent, and we're right back where we started with nothing accomplished except reinforcing the same hierarchy that's existed for years. Let me break down why this finish is so problematic. Lyra VALKYRIA is the one who takes the pin, not Bayley, who's an established star and could easily absorb a loss and move on to her next feud. Not someone who has years of credibility built up. No, it's the newer talent who gets pinned clean in the middle of the ring by Charlotte Flair, which does absolutely nothing to build Lyra as a credible threat moving forward. What was the point of this match? Seriously, what did we accomplish here? Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss proved they can beat Bayley and Lyra VALKYRIA in a tag match that means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of either division. There are no titles on the line, no #1 contendership, no stakes whatsoever. It's just a match that happened because WWE needed to fill time on a 3-hour Raw, and they defaulted to putting their established stars in the ring instead of taking any risk on building new stars. You want to know what WWE should have done with this time slot? They should have given us a match that actually builds towards something. How about Lyra VALKYRIA getting a singles match against a mid-card heel where she can get a clean victory and build momentum? How about Bayley cutting a promo where she calls out the entire women's division and establishes herself as the top villain in the company? How about literally anything that creates stars instead of just maintaining the status quo? Here's what drives me absolutely insane about WWE's women's division booking. They constantly talk about how they are committed to elevating women's wrestling, how they care about building new stars, how the division is deeper than ever. But then they book matches like this that completely contradict all of those claims. You can't say you're building for the future when you're constantly putting your established stars over your up-and-coming talent in meaningless matches. Here's the bottom line that I need all of you to understand. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss teaming up to defeat Bayley and Lyra VALKYRIA represents everything that's holding WWE's women's division back from reaching its true potential. These are 4 talented women who all deserve to be on television, but the way they are being used shows a fundamental lack of creativity and an unwillingness to take risks on building new stars. Charlotte and Alexa don't need wins like this. They are already established. They are already credible. They could lose every match for the next 3 months and still be over with the audience because of all the equity they've built up over the years. Meanwhile, Lyra VALKYRIA desperately needs wins and strong booking if WWE wants her to be taken seriously as a main roster competitor. And Bayley, the one person in this match who's actually doing the best work of her career, gets thrown into a random tag match that does nothing to advance her character or storyline. She should be in meaningful singles feuds with clear stakes and direction, not treading water in tag matches that go nowhere. The women's division has so much talent right now. Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, Damage Control as a whole, Rhea Ripley when she returns, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, the list goes on and on. But WWE keeps going back to the same handful of names and wondering why they can't create new stars. It's because you have to actually commit to building people up, which means letting your established stars take losses occasionally and giving your newer talent meaningful wins. Alright, I need everyone to answer these questions in the comments. First, who should have won this match, Charlotte and Alexa, or Bayley and Lyra? Second, is WWE doing enough to build new women's stars, or are they too reliant on the same established names? And third, the most important question _ which woman in WWE's division deserves a push right now but isn't getting one? If this match frustrated you as much as it frustrated me, smash that like button and share this video with every wrestling fan who's tired of seeing the same booking patterns. Subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 because we're the only channel that will call out WWE when they are wasting their incredible talent. Drop your hottest takes in the comments. I want to see if anyone can actually justify this booking decision. I'm reading every comment, so don't hold back. Let's get this conversation started. I'll see you in the next one.